Quiet, ready? Suck it, Edward Cullen. Faster. It's pretty much the same thing. The character is the character. So video games usually we have to do a lot of lines in a very short period of time. So it's like Orochimaru on speed. Yeah, but they're fun. I love working on anything Naruto. It's been also a huge part of my career. Amazing to me that it just continues on forever. It's amazing. May it never die.
Second question. So Steve, what really is coming up next?
What was that? Oh, what's coming up next? The biggest things I'm working on, I'm not allowed to talk about yet.
Aww.
Yeah, I'm actually in a big film that's coming out next year, and I can't talk about it yet. And I'm in a big series that's coming out next year that I can't talk about yet. And it's going to be so awesome.
Wait, do you say one dude?
Yeah, I'm really not allowed to talk about
not much
anything
fan
that
of
has
it.
not been officially released. So if it's already been announced, I feel like I'm ignoring you guys over here. I'm not. I love all of you.
Hi.
Hi.
I have one question and one request.
Yes.
I was wondering, so you're a big fan of Batman. I was wondering how you feel about Ben Affleck playing the new Batman.
Oh.
Don't know. He hasn't done it yet. Here's my take on all of that sort of thing: is that I feel like you should really give these guys a chance to flesh it out, do their thing, and then if you either like it or you don't like it. My personal take is that I really hope he does a great job. I'm rooting for him. I really hope he does a great job. And I had the same feeling about the possibility of the Bebop movie being done, the live action. And we all know who was set to be cast. You guys know? Anybody know?
I don't even know.
What was that? You can say it out loud. No, it's okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's the guy. Anyway, so there was a lot of concern about what he would do with something like that because it's such an iconic series. And I met him in an airport and I talked to him and I actually came up to him as like a fanboy and I said, dude, I really love your work and I wanted to ask you a question about Cowboy Bebop. And he goes, well, what do you know about it? And I said, well, I play Spike in the original thing and I heard that you've been attached to be the voice actor or the actor for the movie, the on-camera actor for the movie. And he was so passionate about it. He had watched every episode. He was really into it. And the fans were going, no, don't do it, don't do it. But he was so passionate about it, and he can do the martial arts. And so I thought, well, why not give him a chance? Why not do it? And so, the proof is in the pudding, really. Let somebody do their thing and see where it goes. And so good luck, Ben. I hope he does a fantastic job, and I'm sure he will. I'm sure he's going to do a great job. Thank you for that.
Can you say Sonic Nutcomber in Ogren's voice?
I couldn't hear that. Say that again.
Can you say Sonic Nutcomber in Ogren's voice?
In Ogren's voice? No, what was, did you want me to say? I couldn't hear that.
Sonic Nutcomber.
Saw that you know. I still wouldn't understand that.
Sonic Nutcomber.
Sodding Nughumper. Yeah. Okay.
I think I'll go next.
Oh, Ogren. Ogren, do you guys know Ogren from Dragon Age? Yeah, he was drunk. Misery, vomit, and malt liquor reminds me of home.
I've been a fan of you since I actually first heard you play Khan Okanabe, and I always thought it was awesome. But recently I heard you said you played Orochimaru on 3.
Yes.
That's what I wanted.
And he's so a fan of Orochimaru, something you say about it.
Yes. To David?
Yeah.
Where's David?
Stand up.
Hey! Wait.
Thank you for welcoming me to your village, David. And I'll make it mine.
Okay! I'm gonna talk to you next. That's cool. Thank you. That's really cool. You get it? Mark,
What?
give into the power of the curse. Oh. Give into the power of the curse, Mark. I can give you power.
Give in to the power of the curse, Mark. I can give you power.
No! No! Alright, second request. Can you speak to me in Amon's voice? Like, Can you like purify me or something? Like, yeah.
David, I like you exactly the way you are. However,
Oh.
I believe you need purification.
Yes, I do. Okay, ma'am, miss, can you record me? You just click on the R button. All right.
You have to talk to yourself in one particular scene. How often do you find yourself talking to yourself?
I talk to myself in the car every day. I talk to myself all the time. I always have. It's just been one of the things I've done. I don't know. Do you guys talk to yourselves? Yeah. I don't feel so bad. See, this is why I love cons, because I feel like we're all family here, and we can sort of commiserate with all the weird stuff that we do. Yeah, I talk to myself all the time, so it's natural for me. I know that for some actors it's kind of weird to do that. I love it, because it's like home. And I have all the answers. Why not just have the conversation with myself? Yeah, it's easy. It's fun. That was a naughty show. Principal, yeah, the principal, things that he sniffed.
My question is, was it hard for you to get into any of your roles?
Was it hard to get into any of my roles, just emotionally?
In any way?
No, I don't think so. I've always been sort of an organic actor. I never had any formal training. So all I know is to look at a picture of a character or listen to the director's description, and I go, okay, and I just dive right in. And I just do whatever, the first thing that comes to my weird brain. And sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong, and the director will direct me how they want it. But it's such an organic process. It happens instantaneously, and it kind of has to.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically, for you guys who don't know, Zoltan, he's this character, basically his head was carried around.
Yeah.
And he's this talking head through a lot of it, so.
I knew you were going to betray me from the start, but you got your ass kicked, I'm sorry.
I did get that, yeah. It usually happens that way. It's okay. Sultan, I don't have anything really
That's okay.
worked out, but I'll work that out for the next time. I need to get on that.
I'm just so honored.
I'm sorry, Blizzard.
I love you, and I love all the work you do. You can all be faithful.
Thank you for coming out. It's a big deal to me. Thanks a lot. Thank you. And welcome to the party. I love you too.
Hello again.
Hello again.
All right, I have two questions for you.
Yes.
One, this is from Vincent Valentine. How did you get into that character?
They showed me a picture and I went, hi. That's pretty much it. I mean, that was a character I didn't have any prep on either. They just showed me. I was mesmerized by how pretty that was. The animation was just astoundingly beautiful. And for the first, I remember on that game, that was one of the first things the game showed. One of the first things I did, I had to spend like 10 minutes just going, oh, I get to be him? Oh, man. So that's all it really took. And then they just said, we want a deep voice. And so I do a deep voice, and they go, no, deeper, deeper, deeper. And then I got to speak almost in a whisper. And for me personally, that was a really great character to do, because most of the things I do, I have to shout. And so to do the entire character like this, unless he's in some battle scene, actually it's like a warm-up exercise. It just feels good on the throat, and everything vibrates. And when you have the headphones on and you hear that voice coming back in your head, it's really soothing. I fell in love with my own voice. Oh yeah, play that back, more me. I like the sound of me. Yeah. What did I say to you earlier today? Do you know where I can buy a phone? There's been so many conversations. Forgive me for not remembering that. That was awesome. You are so cute.
So,
Hey.
you're one of the most prolific voice actors on the planet. I mean, you're a Guinness World Record for God's sake.
I don't know how that happened, but thank you.
So I have to ask, when do you ever, between your anime, video games, TV shows, commercials, conventions you attend, when do you ever get a chance to have some free time?
It's far and few between. Yeah, I mean, I take a lot of flack from my friends because people actually have a social life, and I don't really. I don't have much of a social life. I work all the time, and I think that's what has kept me prolific. It's that, if I get on auditions, and even if I've worked a 10-hour day, thank you, you've all been terrified.
Yeah.
What was it like behind the scenes on Legend of Korra? For example, was there any sort of passionate brotherly bond between you and the voice of Amon?
A brotherly bond between me and the voice of Amon?
Yeah, something like anything like that. What kind of stuff? What kind of stuff?
Yeah, we had a bromance. Wow. There was so many great behind-the-scenes moments in that because I'm a fan of not only the genre that they created with Avatar, but working with really passionate people is what inspires me. And that was one of the most passionate groups of people I've ever seen, from the top all the way down at Nickelodeon. And working in Nickelodeon Studios is also a really exciting thing, just to be there in that vibe with all the incredible shows that have come before, and there's images all over the place and statues and stuff. As you're walking into the studio, it's an inspiring situation. And then to work with these unbelievable characters who they've taken years to develop, it's a humbling experience. And not so much my relationship with my voice with Amon, because that's just something that organically comes out, but the interaction between Amon and Tarlok and all these other incredible characters, it's a humbling experience. That's the only way I could really describe it. And the storytelling was so great. And at the end of my run with that, not to give any spoilers or anything, but the way they wrote my last episode on that season was so humbling that D. Bradley Baker, again, who played my brother on that, and I actually contacted each other afterward. I don't remember if we spoke on the phone, but we texted each other, and we were saying, I don't know about you, but I'm really upset and moved by how this all went down. And as though we had inhibited those characters and we were living that. And that doesn't happen very often on shows. And I try to do that on a personal level, but it doesn't come up with the other actors, where we have a conversation as the characters, how deeply we're moved and how humbling it was to work on something of that kind of quality. So that's an amazing show, and continues to be an amazing show.
Yeah, I'm watching the second season. And my second question for you is, could you cleanse me of my impurity?
Absolutely.
Woo! All right, cleanse him. Cleanse him. Woo! Really doing it? Oh my God! He really did it.
Straight because there will be no more bending.
Oh, you're gonna take care of it.
No bending allowed. He was a stage bender. I cured him of it. Hey. Hi.
First of all, I must say I am a very big fan of your work, Amon, Zawazab, etc. The list goes on.
Thank you.
I have one question and a request. Out of all the voices that you've done, which character do you like the most and do you think you can relate to?
They're like children. They're like fingers. Which one do you cut off and throw away? Sorry, Jared. I mean, it really, honestly, it's like choosing a body part. If somebody came up to you and said, well, I'm going to cut off your limbs, which is the one you like least, what would you do? What would you say? They're all important to me in a different way, so I can't pick favorites like that. I love the one the most that I'm doing right now, so whatever I'm working on when I come home, that's it.
And the request is, can you do a famous meme in the Orochimaru voice?
A famous meme? What is it?
Any kind.
Oh, any famous meme?
Any famous meme.
Ooh, I don't know. Give me one.
Troll song.
Grumpy Cat. Grumpy Cat is Orochimaru. Grumpy Cat's grumpy because he can. Can you picture Orochimaru actually doing that?
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Somebody's going to animate that, I know.
I have two questions for you. Number one, how was it working on The Last of Us, the video game?
Awesome.
Wait, he was in The Last of Us?
Did it really
Who do you play?
put you through any like emotional or nerve-wracking as you saw them progress on?
Got my butt kicked so hard in that. That one was more physical for me than emotional, because I don't remember, I don't think I really had any really big roles in that. I was usually the guys that were hiding and coming out and doing terrible things and dying. So I did a lot of dying. I died probably more in that than a lot of video games. So it was one of those things that was just physically taxing. You know, it's usually, he's over there. Ah! You know, it was kind of that fast.
The next question. How was it working on Cowboy Bebop, and how did you develop Spike, and how did you feel acting as him?
I want to watch Cowboy Bebop now.
Was a happy surprise in my career. It was one of those things that I didn't know how big it was going to be. I didn't know how iconic their character was. I was just terrified that I was doing a lead role in a show, period. I think it was my first lead role, where I actually really had to kind of carry it. I had to bring it to the party. And I didn't consider myself to be a voice actor yet. I didn't think I had paid enough dues. I was terrified. I didn't know the full context of the story. And so I relied on my director, Mary, for everything. Mary knew the entire context of the story. She dialed me in as to what this character's emotions really should be or should not be. And she actually pulled me back a lot with Spike. Spike I saw as this sort of an action figure kind of character who, you know, he fought like the biggest badass I'd ever seen. And so I kind of played him a little bit, and she would bring me back and brought the nuance into it. And so for me, that was like going to school. Working on Cowboy Bebop was really going to school, and I really learned to act on that show, probably more than any other show I worked on. And it's because I had great direction. She's an incredible director and a gifted actress herself, and I owe a lot to her for that. You know, so, and the writer, Mark Handler, you know, for doing the incredible ADR, and the whole company for giving me a break, for trusting me with something that big. And you know, the biggest surprise came many years later when you guys fell in love with the show, and I realized how many of you it affected, and that's when it really started sinking in that, oh my God, I'm working on something that's so much bigger than I am. And it's carried on all these years later. You know, it's created a life of its own. So, yeah, thanks for bringing back happy memories, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Watch out for the church window.
Yeah, that's a long drop. But it's slow motion, so it's okay.
Hi.
Hi.
I have a question and a request. Have you ever used your voice acting powers to order pizza?
Not pizza, but I've done it at fast food places before. And the thing is, when it's that far out of context, usually people just go, oh, it's another one of these idiots. I'm working for minimum wage, I just want to go home, just tell me your order. Yeah, so it really doesn't work most places, honestly, unless I'm face-to-face with them and I can really get that intimate moment and I catch them off guard, then it really works. And usually the only time that works is in a grocery store when I'm standing in line, and I'll be speaking my normal voice, and all of a sudden I'll see a head just kind of go, and I'll you know, say something else to the cashier, and the head will go again. And I'll say, do I know you from somewhere? And I'll say, well, I'm a voice actor, I don't know, maybe you've heard something, and they say, and it's just a look of sheer, you know, I don't know if they're peeing themselves, or I don't know what the reaction is.
I need to go change my intro.
It's usually just fear on my part, and I just want to get out of there. The other time that it happens is in toy stores, and it's happened a couple times. Jeremy, close your ears, you've heard this a million times. But I was in a Toys R Us once, and I was looking at one of my characters, and I think it was from Ben 10 or one of these shows, and I picked up my toy, and I'm kind of looking at it, and I love when my action figures come out. I have like 3 shelves of them. And there's this little kid looking at the same toy. And I don't remember what the character was, but I did it in the character voice, and I'm standing next to this kid, and I did something in the voice, and I don't know, just say it was Ben 10, and it was Ghost Freak, and I said, how are you today? And the kid looks over at me, and he's kind of half smiling, and the mother looks at me, and she goes, don't talk to my child. Get away. She thinks I'm being like this freak, you know? And she grabs the kid's hand and drags him out of the aisle, and I said, you know, so That story is actually probably different because I have no memory, right, Jared? I probably told it completely differently the last time you heard it. He doesn't remember either. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. But anyway, that's when it usually happens, is in those moments. It's not when I'm intentionally trying to do it. It's just when it sort of comes out.
And the request was, is this one on? Okay.
Yes, it is.
Could you recite this poem in Orochimaru's voice on that phone?
Sure, you got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Is it long? It's not like something from Homer or something.
It's very.
Okay. It's a whole lot of scene. Bring me a little more time. Alright, well, yeah, come on up here. As Orochimaru, huh? Did you write this? Okay. Okay. Okay, this is pretty long. Is this the whole thing? Yeah, I'll do it. Ooh, this is kind of creepy. Come, little children, come with me. Safe and happy you will be, away from home. Now let us run with Hypnose. You will have so much fun.
It's just
Little
creepy.
children, please don't cry. Hypno wouldn't hurt a fly. Be free to frolic, free to play. Come with me to a cave to stay. Don't tell your parents.
Don't tell your parents.
You're like after washed after that. Sorry, moms. I didn't mean it. He made me do it. Sasuke. That was one of his body post. Hi.
I have a question and request. Have you ever cosplayed as one of your voice things one of the characters that you voiced?
Not yet.
Not yet. And can you give my weird horse friend person a hug, please?
Yes. I'm your horse, man. All right, can you make it up the stairs safely? I don't want you to hurt
I like horses. Thank you. Bye, horsey. My little pony.
There's always at least one. Tara, eat your heart out, honey. I got my own personal pony. Hey.
I apologize in advance, I'm doing a bit of a throwback here, but what was it like getting into the character role of Darshna in Wilton?
Ooh.
How do you enjoy those kind of roles? Like, do you enjoy doing this kind of character?
It was pure paradise. I love doing those roles. He was dark. You weren't quite sure what the motivation was. But like a lot of my characters, I never know where they're going to go, and I didn't know the story until the end. And it was just lots to chew on. It was very well written. It was beautiful to look at on the screen. So much attention to detail.
Diamond, how long are you staying?
And the music was amazing. So just to work on anything with quality like that, I love working on it. And if the character,
because I wanted to make sure I got my stuff from Charles before he left.
It makes me very happy. Thank you.
You can always... Oh, he is? So we can just walk to the hotel and get my stuff? Okay.
Or
you can just get it tomorrow.
Being the bad guys and other monsters, you're going to be somewhat kind of, I'd say, more effeminate as Leon Lister from Girl Lost.
It was liberating, hon. You know, when you spend a lot of time in the dark places, it's nice to let a little light in, right, Pony?
It was so much fun. All I can say is it's fun. You know, all of them are fun for different reasons, and I love going dark, and I love playing the badass because I never was one, especially as a kid. I got beat up a lot, I got bullied, and so for me to play
this cosplay's
really
coming
strong
apart.
characters like that was sort of my comeuppance. It was my
need to stitch
not
it more.
revenge, but it was just a way where I sort of felt like I came into my own power. And playing Leron, oddly enough, I felt like I came into my own power in a whole different way, huh? Honestly, I think it takes guts for a company to put a character like that out there. And it's wonderful because
they closed it, so
there's
I lost.
There's something that everybody can relate to in each character, and I think
I was probably going to forfeit anyway because I was finding a guy who was running a pure black deck.
And intelligence too. Leron was not a dumb guy, and he was not just fluff.
He wasn't just a pretty face on the show, hon. He's a badass robot mechanic.
And there's substance to that character, and so that really fills me up. If a character has substance to it, besides the comedy, besides the fun of it all, and bringing something different, it's very, very satisfying. So, you know, I approach it like any other character. If there's something great in there, I'll find it. I will find it, and I'll just bring it out as much as I can. And we did a whole different show. We did like a whole second show worth of dialogue with Leron, just because he was so colorful.
I said things that I didn't think I'd ever say. And it ended up on the cutting room floor.
And we could make a whole other show out of it. So I hope that comes to light at some point. It would be really fun. And thank you. I love Leron. Man. Awesome, man. Thank you.
Hi, Steve.
Hi.
I got a question and a request. How did you like doing the voice of X-Digimon and Flame Dramon from the first American Digimon movie?
Wow. Flame Dramon, the Fire of Courage.
Yeah!
That was my first foray. I think Flame Dramon was the first character I did for Digimon. It was the first thing I ever recorded for Digimon. I was so excited to be part of that show. A lot of the stuff I had done prior to that were shows where I was always the evil guy or a creature or something really awful. And to play characters that were heroic and on a kid show, a kid-friendly show that my kids could watch, that was really great for me. I just wanted to be able to bring something home they could watch and enjoy. And that was probably one of the first shows that you were able to watch, right, Jared?
I was at the session.
That's right, you did go to the sessions, and you were into the shows that I'd done before that, right? Yeah, I mean, I'd done a lot of things before that, and I tried to explain to him, these are shows that Daddy does that are really not appropriate for you. And some of the shows, I think I even tried to show you a couple things, and you went, no, not really, can we watch whatever it was, Bugs Bunny or something, I don't know, whatever we were watching at the time. You just weren't interested. And Digimon was the first thing that my kids could watch, so it held a really special place for me. And then getting to carry that on in the later seasons as Guilmon and you know, do all these really fun little characters. It was really fun for me. So I love that. That holds a very dear place in my heart.
Yeah, same here. 'Cause I was a little kid when it came out, and my boyfriend, who actually staffed for this con, gave me the DVD because someone stole my VHS version.
Oh.
I was so glad.
Someone must be hanged.
I was so obsessed with that movie.
It looked better and sound better on DVD anyway. Yeah, I have the old clamshell and it didn't, yeah, it was okay. It was good.
Can I get a hug from you?
Yes, can we do that after though, just so we can keep the line moving? Do you mind? Just glomp me on the way out. Hi.
This is really insane because I didn't even know you were coming. And like 20 minutes ago, a friend of mine was like, oh, hey, the voice of Tom is going to be here. And I was just like, really? Are you serious? And like, I freaked out, and it took me like another 20 minutes to just find the panel room. And I'm sorry, this is ridiculous that I'm talking to Tom right now. This is insane. And just one very small request. This is really odd. Can you say squeaky swag within the bag in the voice of Tom?
Squeaky swag within the bag. A swiggy swag, what's in the bag? I mean, use that. If they'll let me say it on the air, I will. I'm writing that down. A swiggy swag, what's in the bag. Is that from something? A swiggy swag, what's in the bag. I'm going to write that down and ask if I can say it for next week's show. What's in your bag? All right, sorry, I'm slow. Okay, that's appropriate for Toonami, I think, right?
Yeah.
So we got some surprises coming up. Are you guys watching Toonami?
Yeah.
We got some surprises coming up for y'all. All right. Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. All right. Nice.
Long time fan.
Thanks.
But my question is, what was it like developing a character with Roger Smith when you were on the show?
Roger Smith was really cool. I mean, he's very similar to my normal voice print. There wasn't really much development for me character-wise because it's all done. You know, it had been done in Japanese before, and then the writers took it and ran with it. And my job was just to fill in the spaces with my stupid voice. So I wasn't charged with developing the character. I just kind of went with what was there. And that was a character that was really easy to step into just because he was cool and he spoke. It was just me, but cooler. And I had a giant robot. I mean, it was awesome.
Speaking of the giant robot, I've been wanting to hear for years. Could you please call your Megadoos?
All my Megadoos?
Yes, all of them.
Okay. Well, we kind of did that. Did we do that in here? Oh, we did that in the other room, right? Okay. Ready? This is going to be loud. Big O! Showtime!
Exhilarating.
Wow, swiggy swag. What's in the bag? Wow. Look at that.
Ezio Auditore da Firenze.
That's awesome, man. Sanche? Is her name? She's here? Hey, thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. And it says, bang. Nice. It says sorry for crappy 5 minute. Really? It would take me like a month to do this, and I'd have to erase it and start over. It's awesome. I love artists. A great round of applause for artists. Without them, I got nothing to voice. Hi.
All right, I have a suggestion, a question, and a request.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of work.
Is you see on YouTube all the time, this character reads this certain book. What I want you to do, and you can do this on YouTube at any time, is Orochimaru reads 50 Shades of Grey.
No! Dear God, no!
Oh my God, probably
No, dear God, no! That is horrible.
Probably so.
Right, and my question is, we were talking about how you do so many characters and that you sometimes talk.
Yes.
Do you ever have arguments?
Professionally, yes, because I have to.
By yourself?
On screen, I've had too many times. By myself, it's probably not in character. It might be in character because I don't really listen to myself. Nor does anybody else usually listen to me in my family. No, Jared has once. That one time in band camp. The conversations for me are usually, it's usually after I've done an audition or I've done a job, and I'll have this conversation with myself in the car, saying, oh, God, I could have done that so much better. No, it was okay. No, it really would have been better if I had said that thing. No, but that was what was written. And those kinds of voices are going off in my head all the time, and I think I just say them out loud. But I don't know for sure because I don't really listen, I don't pay attention. I just know that I am speaking out loud because I've been caught doing it. That's the only reason I know.
And my request is, you were talking about how you did Batman for like one episode. Can we get a sample of that?
I don't remember what I said, but yeah, I did that like 3 years ago, so I don't remember what I said. But it was, my Batman was basically just my voice, and I would kind of speak very softly. And, you know, sort of tailor it to Bruce Wayne when it was necessary, and Batman when he had to get a bit harder. So it's very similar to a lot of stuff I've done before.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
All right, I have 2 questions.
Yes.
How high can you go? How low can you go? How sexy can you sound? How creepy can you sound?
It's 4 questions. How high can I go? Well, this one time in high school. No. How high can I go vocally?
Yes.
Well, and sustain it, probably something like Poromon, which would be a falsetto sort of thing.
Poromon, it's kind of hard to do because I had to do him immediately after doing some kind of really gnarly.
Low would probably be something like grunt, where you'd be speaking down here, and they'd still pitch him even farther down below that. I get pretty low sometimes, usually when I'm doing like Barry White.
That's when I go real low, because then I start to open up the whole cavity, and it's coming from organs down in
And then how, what was it, creepy?
How creepy and how sexy.
How creepy can I go, Orochimaru?
Yeah.
How sexy can I go, Orochimaru? Sexy, I don't know, it's up to you guys. Probably, the most feedback I've gotten for a sexy voice is probably Vincent. Just because he's way down there and he, you know, he's very soft-spoken. He carries a big thing.
A three barrel pistol.
Favorite memory from doing Digimon?
The first time I got to do Guillemon.
Guillemon is one of my favorite characters just because it's a voice that I've been doing since I was really little. And I started doing him after Andy Kaufman. Are you guys familiar with Andy Kaufman?
Yeah.
There was a guy who did this voice, this character called Latka on this show a long time ago, way before your time.
But he would go on stage and he would speak like that for his whole comedy bit. He's this brilliant, crazy comedian.
And he would do that voice, and I could do that voice, and so I like to take that voice and put it in a character. And that was the first time I could put it in a character without that accent. And so he became Guillemon.
And Guillemon was
just this really sweet, like, little character that my kids could watch. So
made me happy. Just made me happy. Thank you.
Okay, I have two requests.
Yes.
Digimon was my favorite anime. It just started got me into anime.
Oh, nice.
And I want you to say Terror Destroyer from Black War Greymon.
I don't know if I remember his voice. His voice was just me, but yelling, right? Black War Greymon. Was he kind of like that?
Yeah.
Was Terror Destroyer?
Terror Destroyer.
Terror Destroyer.
What's that?
Terror
Dude,
Destroyer?
yeah, Terror Destroyer.
God, I don't remember it. Terror Destroyer!
Yeah!
I just want to say something.
Absolutely. Come on up and bump me. Yes. Thank you. Hi.
Okay, so Wolverine, you've done him in a lot of different forms, including the anime. And I know that it's all a little bit different each time that you do it, or the comic book. So how do you like adjust or do you just stay the same?
No, I adjust Wolverine depending on how the script is written, how the character is drawn. In the anime, he was actually a little bit harder version of Wolverine. So he was probably most similar to like Hulk versus, where Wolverine was really feral. And so I could go really deep and dark with him. And then in the series, he would have those moments, in Wolverine and the X-Men, he would have those moments, and in the games, but he'd be all over the place. You know, he could actually go a little bit lighter, and when he was in conversations, you know, he'd speak more like a normal person, because you can't go talk this way all the time. And then in Superhero Squad, have you guys seen Superhero Squad?
Yeah.
Wolverine was like a chibi version of Wolverine. He was just a butthole.
So it really depends on how the character is constructed, and I just go along with whatever they tell me to do. I'm a voice monkey, and they say dance monkey dance, and I just have to get in there and do it.
And can I have you afterwards?
Yeah, absolutely.
I wonder what David
Hey, how you doing?
So I remember you said a few times, and I've heard this before from random shows, doing voice acting and everything, about how improv is constructed. That's one of the things that I've always found really interesting is so much of you guys, the actors, and characters.
Yes.
So is there anything that sticks out in your mind, either that was like a good example that it needs story, or maybe something that you know you improv that you can't do improv about?
Yes.
I would love to hear Virginia go through that entire rant he did
GTO.
in episode 17.
That show, I walked into that room and we had, usually we'll have what they call an ADR script, is where they have a writer that will take the original Japanese translation and they'll rewrite it so the lip flaps all work and so that it makes sense to an American audience. There's some conforming that has to be done. With that show, I don't know if they didn't have time or they were just too lazy or didn't have the budget. They basically gave us the Japanese translation and we ran with it. And so I was basically making up crap through the whole show to the point where I didn't know if any of it made sense. I had to keep checking with the director and I said, does that even hold the context of the show anymore? I don't know. And I haven't seen it yet. But you guys have told me that it worked out really well. Now the other thing I would say about improv, so I learned this improv skill on the spot because I had to, otherwise I would have been fired. I had to just sort of be able to come up with stuff. But the thing that scares me are things like what's going to happen here, right? I guess we're doing like a, what is it called? Whose line is it anime?
Yeah, there's a Who's Line panel tomorrow where improv, they have 4 of the actors, and they're all making it up on the spot. They haven't seen any of anything.
Oh, I don't know what this entails, but that means me getting on stage and doing this, and I've never done that live. And I did that for one con, and I failed miserably, I think. So I'm terrified of that. But there are other actors here who have had improv training, actual improv training, where they do this with a group. They do it with props. They do it on a stage. And so they get comfortable with doing that. For me, I'm going to be pooping my pants for the entire hour. So if you want to see that, wear a mask and enjoy it. I'm
So he's
scared.
coming here tomorrow?
Yeah, I will be wearing Depends.
Sweet.
Yes. Don't call me Dota, Gene.
Are you like that in the bloopers all the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I am.
The second one is you talk about Illinois. How do you feel about Troy Baker?
Hate that guy. God. No, I love Troy. Troy is one of these, he's an anomaly in the business. I don't know where he came from, but Troy is just this massive pile of talent and brutally handsome. I hate him and love him so much. Troy is, he's one of these guys, he's a genius. Troy is another genius, I would say. He comes in and he just kills it. And Arkham Origins, I think it's what it's called now, yeah? He plays the Joker, and it is unbelievable. Unbelievable, perfect, spot-on Joker. Also, shout out to Roger Craig Smith, who's our new Batman. Amazing. But Troy hit the scene. He was working a lot, apparently, in Texas, and then he came out to LA, and it usually takes a while for people to get established in LA. And now he's working on the biggest things out there, and deservedly so. He's brilliant. Troy's brilliant, and he's a lot of fun to work with. He's very smart, and he's a great musician, too. He's got a band, he sings, he writes, he plays. He's good at everything, that bastard. He's really handsome. I hate it. I love you, Troy. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Thank you.
Hey, Steve.
Hi.
Hey, you provided your voice to one of my favorite video games of all time, which is Jedi Outcast.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that goes back a ways.
Wait.
Yeah.
So I want to know, are there any more Star Wars projects in your future?
Hopefully. If there are and I know about them, I couldn't tell you. But hopefully, yes. I love Star Wars. I'm a Star Wars fan. I love Star Wars.
Are you going to be in the Star Wars realms?
If I knew and I told you now, I would get killed. There's a laser, there's a little red dot pointed on my forehead, and I will just disappear into a mist if I say anything. I hope that I'm involved in anything Star Wars. I love, love, love Star Wars.
I hope so too.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you.
No, that's what FTO was going to kill you for.
That guy.
He had a lot of reasons to kill me. Hi.
I only have one request.
Yes.
I want you to look at my best friend over there. She's wearing orange. Second row, do you see her? She's got flowers in her hair.
I see you.
She loves Benson Valentine, and I actually want you to tell her that she's the most amazing woman here.
What is your name, my dear? I can't hear you. Samantha. Samantha, you are the most amazing woman I have ever seen. Hi.
I also just have one more question. I too like someone for me. All of my friends just want to coincidence. We also have to more movies from the United States. So it's understandable she is a huge Starscream fan. It can't really be understated. She's Starscream. Oh.
Then I am a fan of hers.
Her name is Meredith.
Hello, Meredith, by the
If
way.
you could, hold on, if you could say something to her in your Starscream voice.
Meredith, I'm extremely disappointed you're not here. When we meet, you owe me a pair of shoes.
My name is David.
Hi, David.
I have 2 requests and 2 questions.
Hello, David.
Okay. I want you to repeat these words. Live into the power of the curse mark.
What?
Give into the power of the curse mark. I can give you power.
Give in to the power of the curse mark. I can give you power, David. David, I like you exactly the way you are. However, I believe you need purification. All right, are you ready? All right, come on. On your knees. Say you're sorry for bending. You're bending right now. All right. Wait, I didn't hear that.
That sounds entirely. I don't know this kid.
You're screaming. You're screaming. I like that. Yes. Yes. Okay. There we go. Now you've been cleansed. Some people are dirtier than others.
Oh, I don't know, David.
Yes, afterwards. Okay. I think I've just been propositioned. Today is my lucky day. I got 2 hugs and when can I see you? Okay, hi.
I was wondering, what is the weirdest request you've ever gotten from a fan?
That one just now?
Thank you!
No, I've had a lot of really weird ones. I had 2 guys at a convention 2 years ago, I think, that were wearing a t-shirt with my face on it and a big I love you with a big old heart. And they followed me. They were at every panel and every signing, and they wanted me to have their baby, the 2 of them together. That was really weird. And then they gave me one of the t-shirts, and it's hanging in my closet now. It's still hanging because I'm afraid to like throw it away or burn it because I'm afraid some curse will fall upon me and somehow they'll remotely impregnate me. So I'm a little concerned. But that was probably the weirdest. One of the weirdest, not the weirdest, but one of the weirdest. Signing babies' heads, that's always weird. It's bad parenting. Yeah.
I swear, I need an end of the line sign.
You should. Yeah, everybody give her a hand for making it to the end. Alright, fire away, let me have it.
I got 2 requests. The first one is, can you please have a conversation between Zagazet and Orochimaru? Yes! Just a short one.
Uza, Uza. What? I've got your back. Apparently a lot of other people do too. You know what I was referring to, right?
What did that stab?
I don't know if you recognize this as a order now, but at KatsuCon,
You got half a heart left. Where's your food? Where's Navi when you need her?
Beyonce.
Yeah.
That was me. He is at this con and he wants to see you tomorrow.
And he's well?
He is well. He's doing very well. He's on his second round chemo. He is getting... Marks pretty much a year since all the symptoms started. So this is a really special weekend for him. He wants to come in person and we say thank you.
Please bring him up to me, will you?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you. Okay, and before I go, I just wanted to say thank you to you guys again for having me out here. And also, thank you to our incredible staff. Everybody on staff, raise your hands. Be nice to these people because they are the reason this is happening. A lot of these guys are doing this for free, if not everybody. And it's incredible what they put together for all of us. So thank you guys again, and I'll see you around this weekend, okay?
Yeah!